Red-Black Sabo didn't get his opportunity to shine, as although he has a great leader ability, it has a very bad matchup against Sakazuki, which was running rampant at that point of time. However, in Starter Deck 13 we get a new Sabo leader which has the same color as his fellow revolutionary army, Bello Betty, red and yellow. Let's see if the new Sabo leader is any better than the one from OP05 or even Bello Betty. So in this video I'll be talking to you about the deck strategy, my personal lists, and a couple of lists that did well in Asia for you to try out. But first, let's talk about the leader. Sabo is a red and yellow leader with the Revolutionary Army and Dressrosa trait. It also has 4 life. Its effect is Dawn 1, activate main once per turn. You can add one of your 3 cost or higher character with 7k attack power or more to the top of your life face up. Then one of your character gains plus 2k until the start of your next turn. This means if you give the plus 2k to your 4 cost Sanji, it is now a 7k blocker. His effect is a straight heal 1 and it combos really well with cards that has trigger effects, especially the new yellow 1/0 cards from OP06. The attack gain also combos with cards from the Revolutionary Army, which gets additional effects when they have 7k or higher attack, such as Karasu, Ivankov and Lindbergh. The attack gain is also defensively strong, making it harder for the opponent to crash into your rested characters. The deck can be both aggressive and defensive, employing a hit and run strategy, meaning once you attack, instead of the characters being vulnerable to attacks or KO effects, you add it back to the top of your life using the leader's effect. This means that after attacking, you get to heal, and when the opponent attacks your life and if that card has a trigger, you can play it again. I will share some combos you can play and tech cards to run in the deck later on. So here's the deck that I'm currently testing and it seems to be doing okay. So I'll be explaining my card choice and effects of the new cards will be on screen. Firstly, I'm playing 4 copies of Starter Deck Nami. Having her can make your turn more efficient, as in order for your leader to activate his ability, he will require a Dawn attached to him. You can also use a rested Dawn using Nami's effect to make your 6k character turn into a 7k to meet your leader's requirement of throwing it back into your life. Next, I'm playing the searcher of the deck, Monkey D. Gap. It searches out your Luffy and Ace from the top 5 cards, followed by a playset of the best yellow staple, Hiyori. Next is the 2 cost Ace and Luffy. Both cards have similar effects and I believe this 2 card is really strong in this deck. I'll share why later in the combo section. We are not playing Sabo as a 5 cost Sabo doesn't really help with the deck's aggressive strategy. Next, I'm playing 2k counter Luffy. I'm playing him as it is searchable by Gup, and if somehow you manage to play him down and attach 2 Dawns, it becomes a 7k character which I can use to attack and then use the leader's effect to send him back into your life. Next, I'm playing 4 copies of Kikunojo and 4 copies of Nekomamushi. These are the new yellow 1/0 characters that just came out of OP06. They have a trigger effect where you can just play them out for free upon trigger without any cost as long as you fulfill the condition, which is your opponent have to be at 3 life or less. These trigger effects are really good when paired with the leader's effect. This is what I meant by the hit and run strategy. After you attack, you throw them back into your life, and when you take damage, without any cost you can play them out for free. Next are 4 copies of Satori, a really good 2k counter with trigger. Next, I'm also playing 4 copies of Rush, Ace and Luffy. These are really good targets for 2 cost Ace and Luffy as you can transform into them and immediately attack. Luffy could also be your game winning piece by giving him unblockable when attacking with 2 or more Dawns attached. As for the final character in this deck, I'm using 2 10 cost Luffy. I'm using this Luffy because it has Rush and is really powerful against blockers, which we are seeing a lot of recently. For events, I'm using 2 Radical Beam and 2 copies of 2 million volt Amaru. Both are really strong events on its own. Aside from the list that I'm using, you can also build it using the Revolutionary Army, Big Mom, Straw Hat, Pirates and even the Whitebeard package. And if you want to play super defensively, you should try building the deck around 1/0 package, including cards like Momonosuke and even the 9 cost Yamato. For combos, first one which I shared briefly earlier would be to play Rush Ace, attack into them, then attaching a Dawn onto your leader to use its effect to put that Ace into the life. Then you can play a 2 cost Ace to transform and attack again. Then after you transform, your leader gets an additional 2k attack, so it now becomes 8k. All that for 7 to 8 Dawns depending on if you have a starter deck Nami on play. It's really strong, it gives your leader boost and it also pressures the opponent. This combo also works well with Luffy. Next is a generic combo for if you are using 9 cost Whitebeard or even the 9 cost Yamato. After playing them down to heal 1 or plus 2 K attack onto your leader, you can throw them back into the life if you want to reuse their effects next turn. Although it doesn't sound like a good plan, it is possible if you are trying to stall out the game. So here are some deck lists that have done well in Asia. To summarize, this deck is really fun to play, and comparing Sabo against the two other starter deck 13 leaders, it is really easy to play and has more ways you can build around him. It also has a strong potential to be a really strong leader as more cards come out. If you've enjoyed this video, drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think of Red Yellow Sabo and if you are excited for him. Also follow me on Twitter for more One Piece TCG content. And I believe this should be the final video for 2023. So thank you for your support this year, and as always, thank you for watching. Wishing you a happy new year, happy holidays, and I'll see you in the next one.